Poland and Lithuania has joined Ukraine in a call for stronger Western sanctions against Moscow. This comes amid a Russian troop build-up near the Ukrainian border, fueling fears of an invasion possibly as early as next year. The leaders met with President Volodymyr Zelensky in a show of support in the face of what they describe as ongoing aggression against Ukraine. Together, the premiers signed a joint treaty aimed at prioritising their common security and economic interests. Zelensky said, "Our shared task is to contain the threat, to protect Europe from aggressive Russian policy. Today, Ukraine, Poland and Lithuania are at the forefront of this containment." US intelligence officials say Russia has amassed 70,000 troops near its border with Ukraine, while US President Joe Biden has already warned that Russia would face severe consequences if Moscow attacked its neighbour. The Kremlin continues to deny any plan of attack, but says it will respond in kind if NATO deploys missiles capable of reaching Russia in a few minutes.
Let's talk a bit now more about that Lublin Triangle Summit. Joining me now is Peter Dickinson. He is the Ukraine editor at the Atlantic Council. Peter, thank you for joining us here at Euronews. The Lublin Triangle draws on its historic ties, but what can Poland and Lithuania realistically do for Ukraine?
It's limited what Poland and Lithuania can bring to the table. Obviously, neither are major, either military or economic powers, but they were able yesterday and have been able consistently in recent times to show solidarity with Ukraine, which is very welcome here in Kiev at the moment with the large Russian military build-up on the border, and also in light of the hesitant approach that we're seeing from some other European countries, notably West European countries, where there is a resistance to moving forward with sanctions threats against Russia, where there is still there are still a lot of people who are saying we need to look to dialogue rather than to entering into confrontation with the Kremlin. So the position that was expressed yesterday by the leaders of Lithuania and Poland was very welcome from a Ukrainian point of view, in that they said unambiguously that they oppose any compromises with the Kremlin. They are against policies of so-called appeasement, and they want to see a much tougher stance, including perhaps even preemptive sanctions against Russia as this build-up continues and as the threat of a major escalation in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to grow. And we're entering what is considered to be a danger period now. So with the winter freeze of the ground, obviously making it potentially ideal for offensive operations. So this was a very welcome message and very welcome symbol of a show of solidarity.